Hey guys, it's Bill Wick here, clinical hypnotist and transformational trainer. I wanted to give you this video before I had my event on Saturday and kind of let you know what it is that I do for a living and why I feel that I'm qualified to be able to do this group, and not only do this group but to have the confidence to create the changes that you're looking for, and not only that, to pay you that $40 extra on top of your $50 if you're not satisfied. So let me start back with, I began hypnosis and hypnotherapy about close to 5 years ago, 4.5, 5 years ago, when I was actually cleaning cars at Pearson Ford over on 106th in Michigan. I was a detailer there, and I enjoyed the job, but it's like I wanted something a little bit deeper, and I've always been fascinated with the mind, and so I thought to myself, well, maybe I'm going to go back to school, I'm going to get my degrees and go further with it. And I came across an ad about hypnosis, from Indie Hypnosis, this place over in Castleton. And I went there, and I had a meeting with Tim Scher, the president of the Hypnotism Academy for Indiana, which is actually the only state-approved school at that time in the United States. So in a way, I was kind of lucky that you actually did have to get some sort of certification back in 2009. Really, now today, hypnosis is unregulated. You get a lot of quacks and a lot of people who are crazy or who are obsessed with control and power, and you get shitty hypnotists that just don't really know what they're doing, and they don't understand how to connect with human beings. And then occasionally you run across somebody like me, who has it mastered, who knows exactly what he's doing, how to create the changes, how to apply the techniques in a masterful way that literally opens new doorways in my clients for transformation and change. And I say that with conviction because it's the truth. I've trained all over the country with hypnosis. Richard Bandler, the creator of neurolinguistic programming, I've been face-to-face with the man numerous times, learned his techniques, mastered them in class, wowed everybody in the group at the quickness and the efficiency that I can use this technology or whatnot, right? But you see, fast forward a little bit, and I went through a powerful transformational training that changed my life for a long time. And it's irrelevant about the content of the training, but basically this training was much, much more than just hypnosis or neurolinguistic programming. Now, don't get me wrong, hypnosis will change a life, and it will change a life in incredible ways if the person who's receiving the hypnosis is open to following the suggestions and to allow their critical faculty to be bypassed to create that accelerated change. However, setting that aside, this transformational program was like the rocket ship of accelerated change. And I ended up going through several of these programs, again, all around the country, all the way from Los Angeles to some strange town in Indiana, and everywhere in between. And I didn't go through these to learn how to do the trainings. I went through these because I'm going through the same transformation that you're going through. We're all at different phases in our ascension, I guess you will call it that. And the fact is that when I went through these trainings, I felt invigorated, I felt alive, I felt something that I had never felt before from any other mechanism, like hypnosis or psychotherapy or anything like that. This blew it away. And the reason for that is because this was experiential, meaning you went in there with other human beings, you connected with these human beings on levels that far transcend anything that could be absorbed or understood through the words that are coming out of my mouth. And you're able to experience the most incredible parts of yourself that when I was in there, I had no idea that they were really there. But when these parts of me began would come up, it's like I was very familiar with these divine parts of myself. You know, I had felt them before, and it's like this program just kind of allowed me to experience them, so that I understood that there is something much greater than me inside of me, much greater than Bill inside of me. There's a master inside of me. You know, there's a unconditionally loving spiritual being inside of me that is far wiser than any 30-year-old could ever be on the planet. And when these parts of me were exposed in this program, I have never been the same. And that was coming up on about 2.5 to 3 years ago when I went through this first transformational program. So, you know, all the while I've had my hypnosis business, which is rapidly picking up. And the theme that I noticed is that when I'm working with clients, a lot of times they'll come in for anxiety, panic attacks, smoking. Some of them will come in because they just don't know who they are and they want to achieve an altered state of consciousness to be able to discover that. But the common theme I noticed is that everyone that comes to me for clinical things, I'd say 80% of my clients, they keep coming. And I don't attribute this to myself or, anything to do with my ego. What this is they discovered parts of themselves in our hypnosis sessions that were incredibly powerful and miraculous. And because of this, they wanted to continue to come, to go on these journeys within themselves, and to begin awakening their spirits. It becomes something that's contagious and it snowballs, right? So, as I was seeing this theme in my business, which happened about 1.5 years ago with many, many clients, something clicked. I realized that what I'm doing a lot of times is a lot more than just the clinical hypnotherapy or the hypnosis. What I am doing is simply tapping into my ability and using my experience and the clinical things that I know to cause shifts in consciousness in other people. And through that, my clients were having unbelievable breakthroughs. And I attribute this to something much greater than me, and really I put it on my client. Because if you're a recipient of hypnosis, then you are putting yourself in an open and vulnerable place by entrusting the hypnotist that he or she will take you into these changes that are necessary, that will implant the positive beliefs, and that will ultimately shift you into that healthy place that you want to go. And the client is the one who takes the leap of faith. The client is the one who actually feels it in their heart to change, and the God within them shines in and creates a change. I want to make that very clear. This has nothing to do with me. See, I'm just a guide. And when you come to my house, when you come in this room to experience these heightened states of consciousness, I want you to know that I'm a guide. But these states that you experience are going to be yours. And see, a lot of hypnotists, what they'll do is very sneaky, is they will anchor the client's change to themselves. They will make themselves a higher power in the eyes of the client. I'm just being honest. I'm throwing that out there because I've seen it with my own eyes. Okay? I don't do that. Like I said, I guide you into yourself. I guide the group into themselves and provide a mechanism using my intuition, using my heart and the love that I have, as well as my tools and my technologies that I've studied, implemented, and learned in, working with almost 4,000 people by now. All of that is irrelevant. I just want you to know that when you come to this workshop, it's going to be unlike anything you've ever experienced before. That this is going to be a structured thing. That it's going to be something where we're going to have a blast. But I'm also using, Jack Canfield's Train the Trainer. A lot of his mechanisms and his ideas You know, I'm going to be using some mechanisms from other trainings that I've been through. I've incorporated it. It's already on paper. And not only that, though, see, this experience comes from the heart. See, it doesn't come from the mind. It doesn't come from a piece of paper. But I wanted to let you know that this is going to be unbelievable. This is the first real group. What I mean by real is that you're going to come in here and you're going to experience something. You know, you're not going to be filled with bullshit knowledge that you can take home. And I say that with passion and with conviction, because a lot of teachers will feed you this knowledge that is meaningless in and of itself, and they'll send you home and you'll think that you have some superpower because you've learned precepts and you've learned, you know, premises to great spiritual philosophies. But in the end, if you haven't integrated that knowledge and experienced it, it's nothing. It's a waste of money, it's a waste of time. In here, you're going to experience it. In here, you're going to have an amazing experience, a miraculous experience in which you're going to be able to release large chunks of the past and shift into an unbelievable future that's already been created through your subconscious mind, through your desires, through you already have experienced these states of consciousness at one time or another. It's all going to make sense. And if it doesn't, you leave with $90 in your pocket when you came in with 50. You can't beat that. You know? I feel very strongly that, and I have for a long time, that this is my highest joy. And I've been doing it for years. A lot of times, you know, not professionally, but helping people to shift into their spirit, helping people to awaken their spiritual gifts and their divine life purpose. And those of you who are going to be in this room, I guarantee you, are going to be ready for this transformation. And, you know, there may be 3 of you, there may be 20 of you, it doesn't matter to me. You know, last time I had a group, I thought maybe there would be 7 to 12 people. 33 people walked in the door. We didn't even have enough chairs over at Woodfield Crossing. Now, I don't attribute this to me. I attribute this to the need and the necessity in society today to awaken our spiritual gifts, to get centered, to stand in our power. That's what you're going to do, you know. And you're going to have fun doing it, I assure you. So if you're ready for this, I guarantee you sit in this room and we begin this journey, you will be ready to release that heavy bag that's been slung over your shoulders. You will be ready to move higher and experience these states of consciousness. And when you do, when you leave here, you will be able to integrate them. It will be something that is cellular. It's in your DNA. When you feel it. And this is a God thing. This has nothing to do with the class, okay? When you feel it, you will know. And not only that, everyone else in this room will know, because we'll all be tuned into that. You know, this class isn't for the naysayers and the skeptics, you know. Anybody who's a naysayer or skeptic is more than welcome to come here, but you're going to have a miserable time, and everyone else is going to have an incredible time. So I suggest to wait until you're ready to have spiritual awakenings before you embark on this journey. I too was a skeptic. I'm not one now. I have no room for it in my clientele or in my groups. Now, I have room for the fact that you can take what you can use and leave the rest. And that you discover your own truth, not mine. It is impossible for me to give you wisdom. The only thing that I can do is elicit wisdom inside of you. It's wisdom that you already have. It can't be transferred from my mind into yours. The words that I say and the truth that I speak, if it resonates with you, you'll know. And that will be your truth, not mine. You see, we all have our own truth. This is a lone man's journey. You know, and a healthy dose of skepticism is always necessary, so long as it's in the present moment, you see. But if you go in with an open mind, and you go in with courage, and you strive valiantly in this arena of transformation, unbelievable. Really, this would just be the catalyst. I'm sure it's already been brewing inside of you far before you even saw the video. You know? This is all about people that are ready for change, that do not idolize teachers, or that do not get all caught up in that stuff, but instead, they're ready for the next step in their evolution. They're ready to release some things they've been holding on to for a long time just so they can get to that next step in their conscious evolution. And I can tell you that you are protected beyond measure when you follow your heart and when you follow love. What I mean by that is that you may have naysayers. You're always going to get persecuted when you have a big shift in your life and you begin to take a stand for yourself. People are used to the old you, so they will persecute you. Don't make it about the people that persecute you. It has nothing to do with them. That is where they're at. It comes from fear. It doesn't come from hate. They're not trying to hurt you. It comes from them seeing you rising up, them not being able or not knowing how to rise up, so they try to pull you back down to make themselves feel safe. It's normal. Just keep floating up. You know, because if you're flying high right now, soon those people that are trying to pull you down will soon become inspired by your example. So, get excited about this event. I'm going to send out the invites after this video. And I'm really looking forward to seeing a group of you guys here who are ready for this. We're going to have a blast. We're going to have some food and an intermission. We are going to have an experience together. It's not going to be me sitting in this chair. It's going to be all of you sitting in this chair at separate intervals. So, I love you guys. You know, if you want to take the red pill and go down the rabbit hole, then do this event. You have nothing to lose. You have $40 to gain if you don't.